is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about Lauri Makkanen potentially signing a contract extension with the team that drafted him, the Chicago Bulls. Now, a lot of y'all are disappointed in the Bulls. A lot of people feel like coming into this season that they can make the playoffs, that they can be a 7th or an 8th seed. Even as the season progressed, they had a lot of injuries and they made some roster changes, getting Otto Porter and things like that, and they still weren't able to stay healthy, and they still weren't able to become even a decent team in the NBA, which was interesting just because you would think that with the talent that they had, the veterans that they brought in, that they should be able to at least snag one of those spots, and it obviously didn't happen. And one of the biggest reasons why it didn't happen is Lauri Markkanen wasn't healthy, and when he was, he did not play well. He played tentative. He really didn't want to score, was avoiding contact, and really was less aggressive than he usually is. And it was interesting because a lot of people felt like he could be a star this year. A lot of people felt like he could have been an all-star in the East this year just because of his natural growth, his understanding of the game. His IQ should be higher because he played a couple seasons. And when you coming in and you have a potential chance to get a contract extension, usually you're trying to come in and have your best season, set a example, and change the way people feel and think about you. Plus, when you have as much talent as they had coming into this season, you will want to try to make it to the playoffs, especially for a first time with this group. And I also seen people was telling me, and I heard that they're trying to get rid of Jim Boylan, which is interesting because a lot of people cite him as a big reason why this team hasn't got off to a good start or even got off to a decent start, and it's because he doesn't really help them defensively. Their offense looked terrible. He's not playing the guys the way they need to be played. They're not playing their best because usually a coach puts you in a position where you can succeed or you know your game, and he allows you to be yourself. And a lot of guys like Wendell Carter and Lauri Markkanen just hasn't fit well together, and they haven't really played well off together, even though they should because of their roles and their talent and what they bring to the table. And another thing I was disappointed in Lauri Markkanen, just to go back to him, was the fact that he never really improved as a defender. He has the mobility, he has the length, he has the size to really become an impact player on that end, and he just doesn't put, just like a lot of his teammates, and you can blame the coach too for not getting the best out of them or even making a scheme to where they can succeed. And even if he can't do that, at least he should try to find a way to become at least okay on defense, which they haven't been able to do, in my personal opinion. And Lauri Markkanen, for him to be so fragile the last couple years, you would think that, he'll find a way to be effective and find a way to, bring the best out of himself. And that just didn't happen. It's probably the worst season, potentially, you can say, of his career. And even his sophomore year, he was a little beat up, but he showed the ability to be a go-to scorer, a guy that can knock down threes at a decent clip, and rebound the ball, 9 rebounds per game last season, and even, scoring more points and being more aggressive. And I feel like he didn't play like that this entire year. It seemed like he was tentative, and it was kind of disappointing because he was a guy that people had a lot of expectations and a lot of hype on him. And playing in Chicago doesn't help. Everybody's watching. Is one of the biggest cities, and everybody definitely want to see this team succeed. And he was one of those guys that was in that Jimmy Butler trade alongside Chris Dunn and Zach LaVine, that they feel like with those 3 guys, their ability to shoot and being able to space out the floor for each other, and Chris Dunn being the defender that he has been, which he has been excellent on, you would think that that would be enough to replace Jimmy Butler, and that hasn't been the case. When they had Jimmy Butler, they made it to the playoffs, and when they traded for these 3 guys, they haven't really even came close to making the playoffs. And that make you wonder, can we really build a contending team around Lauri Markkanen? Can he stay healthy? Can he become a dominant scorer? Can he even become a great second option, a 21, 22 point scorer? And you can say based off last year that he could, if he can improve his shooting and improve his consistency with shooting and even increase his 3 point shooting to shoot it at a higher volume, but also at a higher rate. Maybe he can be a 22, 23, 24 point scorer. And Zach LaVine has already shown that he can replace Jimmy Butler scoring, but he's nowhere near Jimmy Butler as a leader, as a defender, and as a playmaker. But we knew that because he was younger and he was still developing. Plus, he was coming off an ACL injury, and we knew the same thing with Markkanen being a little beat up. Plus, having a whole summer off, you would think that he'd come and have a better season this year, and that just obviously wasn't the case. But in my personal, honest opinion, I really want to see what he brings to the table. He seems like an interesting guy. He seems like the perfect fit for the modern day big, being able to be mobile, being able to shoot from all over the court, and being able to have a potential good face up game in the future. His body has developed a little bit better. I also see him as a better free throw shooter as he starts building up his confidence. But Lauri Markkanen has it all. He has it all. It's just about putting in the work and, polishing up and fixing the rest of his game. Like his post game, I don't think he needs a post game. But if he's going to not have a post game, at least be a better shooter from three and mid range, and really make teams wish that they don't leave you open because you can be a dead eye. And a guy that can really punish defenses for leaving them open, or even just moving around the court and keeping the spacing for guys like Zach LaVine and Kobe White and other guys like Otto Porter. It's easy for him to fit in and camouflage, and that can allow him to get a lot of easy baskets just because he can be a threat from everywhere on the court. And that's something that we've seen a lot of bigs try to do now, is just being able to knock down the open, easy shots, and that can really punish defenses and really change the way they think about you and the way they cover you, which makes things easier on your teammates, and it gives them the ability to have driving lanes, ability to do backdoor cuts, and even have wide open corner threes, just because you can draw attention, or you can just make the extra pass, or you can be that guy that's open and can punish defenses because they didn't rotate or they switched. And with you being a better shooter, you can really hurt them by knocking down those shots. And the best way to do that is more consistently and more efficiently. And small little things like that can take him from being an 18-point scorer all the way up. And if that's the guy he is, nobody's going to complain, because most teams don't want to run their offense through a big man, and most teams don't want their big man to be their number one option in the modern day NBA. So the best thing that you could be is a guy that can really be a complementary player, which he has shown that he can be a consistent guy at that, and potentially, I should say. And that could be really great for this Bulls team that really needs that, because Wendell Carter is a non-shooter. Kobe White is a little inconsistent. Chris Dunn doesn't score really at all. And even when you look at the rest of their guys like Young and there's really not enough scoring on this team, and they can really use the floor spacing anyway. And his potential as a small ball five. He's really not small ball because he's a legitimate tall guy. They have Lauri Markkanen actually listed as a 7 footer playing the power forward position. So he's really not a small ball four. He's really a legitimate five. And the fact that he can space out the floor at that five position can really take a lot of rim protectors out of the paint. Not only that, he can put the ball on the floor, because if you close out too hard, Lauri Markkanen has shown the ability to be able to stop, pop, and hit a mid-range, or even get all the way to the basket and dunk it. And even if he can't do that consistently, that threat knowing that he can shoot, and that threat knowing that he can drive or even get a pump fake and get a foul, that's still putting the defense in a sticky situation, in a tough situation. And if he can do those things, that just make him even tougher to guard, which helps out his teammates, because they can live off that and eat off that ability to score and ability to suck out guys, and that helps everybody on the court on the offensive end. And if he's going to play the five, he has really no problem besides strength, but he's listed at 240. that's not the greatest, but it is bigger than what he was before, in my personal opinion. And I feel like if he can use his mobility and his length and his strength, he might have more injuries because he already been beat up and not really playing the five, but it's more physical playing the five. So I don't know if that's a big reason why they don't want him playing it. But if he does, he can be a matchup nightmare, and he is quick and mobile and long and tall enough to contest shots if he really put in effort to be a great defender and a great rim protector. He has all the tools to be that. He just haven't been able to realize and utilize it the right way. But other than that, Lauri Markkanen has the potential to be a max guy. He just hasn't been able to get to that level. He still does have the potential to be an all-star caliber player, especially in the Eastern Conference. He just wasn't able to put that together, and he just haven't been able to stay on the court, and his jump shot hasn't lived up to the hype. Now being in this year 3 going into year 4, as they're not a playoff team this year. Obviously, if the season starts, they still won't most likely be a playoff team because of their record. But also, if they don't even get a chance to play again, if they start just going right to the playoffs, their season will be over, and this will be going into Lauri Markkanen fourth year as a guy that we don't know what he is. Is he a 4? Is he a 5? Can he really be a shooter? Can he really improve defensively? Can he be a rim protector? I think Lauri Markkanen leaves us with more questions than answers, and that's a problem when you're trying to pay the guy the money that he wants. Obviously, he said that he wants to be in Chicago. It's easy for Chicago to keep him because he will be a restricted free agent at worst, which means they can either match any offer or he will have to sign a qualifying offer to become an unrestricted free agent. But he did say he wants to be in Chicago. Teams and players still respect him and they want him to stay in Chicago, and I don't really see you can get a good player for him as he's still on that rookie contract. So it would be tough to try to trade him for equal value, and he is a perfect fit alongside a lot of these guys offensively. Like I said before, they really don't have that great of offensive players around Zach LaVine, and it would be good to have a guy that can get his own shot plus play off a guy like Zach LaVine and other guys on this team, which a lot of teams won't, but that would make him a commodity if his money was a little bit higher. But they have a lot of things they got to figure out. They have a lot of things they have to figure out with Lauri Markkanen, and then they have to figure out what they're going to do with Jim Boylen. Is he the guy for them? Can he change his game and his style, and can he make a modern offense with guys that's capable of being great offensive players, and can he make a great defense with Wendell and Lauri Markkanen? Those two things have not been able to establish itself yet, and those are things he's going to have to figure out. But other than that, I think Lauri Markkanen is not a max player right now because he hasn't shown it, but he does have the talent to potentially to be one. But if I'm paying you from the future and I'm paying you for right now, I can't give Lauri Markkanen a max. Now, if the market shows that they want him or a team match it, then I'm just going to have to pay him his money because I don't want to lose Lauri Markkanen for basically nothing. So the Bulls are in a shoot your foot situation because I really don't want to pay him the max, but teams want to pay him the max potentially in the future, which means I might have to give him the money that he wants. If we can't negotiate, then I might have to pay him the max anyway, which is not what he is right now. But the best part about Chicago is they can still let him play out his fourth year and then see what he brings to the table and what he has improved on and see what he really is. And then you can base off what you want to pay him going into the summer free agency of 2021. Let me know what you guys think. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, the comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Like the video if you like the video already. Thanks for the love and the support. Also, I make a video every single day. I do make breakdowns of players, rookies, and legends. I also do videos like discussion just like this. I also cover the NBA draft, summer league, season preview, trade deadline, free agency. But I also do cover things like miscellaneous topics. So whatever you guys like, and if you love basketball, this is your channel for you, as I do make a video every day about the NBA and sometimes about the college players transitioning into the draft and becoming potential NBA players. Other than that, Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And subscribe and become part of the family. And hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.